Day 3, Tuesday. Jesus, on his way back to Jerusalem from Bethany, passed a fig tree that bore no fruit. It had withered and died overnight. Seeing this, the disciples asked Jesus the meaning of this, and he shared with them the parable of the fig tree. All three of the Gospels include the parable of the budding fig tree. According to the Gospel of Luke, and he told them a parable. Look at the fig tree and all the trees. As soon as they come out in leaf, you see for yourselves and know that summer is already near. So also, when you see these things taking place, you know that the kingdom of God is near. Truly, I say to you, this generation will not pass away till all has taken place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. Upon his arrival in Jerusalem, the Lord went to the temple. He spoke to the people there, warning them of the hypocrisy of the scribes and Pharisees. Following this disclosure of all the evils committed by these so-called leaders of the faith, he openly condemned them with a series of statements, beginning with, "Woe to you," that in conclusion placed the guilt of the spilling of all righteous blood, beginning with the righteous blood of Abel to the blood of Zechariah. In the afternoon, Jesus and his disciples made their way out of Jerusalem toward the Mount of Olives. As they left the temple, one of the disciples commented on the beauty of the temple and the buildings surrounding it. How magnificent was the sight! Jesus told him that in the coming times the temple, as well as the other buildings, would be destroyed, and that not one stone would remain on top of another. When the Romans burned the temple and the city in 70 AD, the gold adorning the interior of the temple melted and ran down between the stones. Scavengers later ransacked the temple grounds and turned over every stone in search of the treasures hidden beneath. His prophecy was fulfilled. Looking across the valley from the Mount of Olives toward the temple, Jesus grieved for Jerusalem and the way they had treated the prophets and others that had been to share God's message and warning to the people of the city. Peter, James, John, and Andrew came to Jesus quietly and asked him to tell them when these things would occur. Found in 3 of the 4 Gospels, the Olivet Discourse is sometimes called the Little Apocalypse because of Jesus' warning to his followers concerning the events of the end times relative to the nation of Israel. It is the last of 5 discourses given by Jesus which are written in the book of Matthew. Jesus taught his disciples using several parables, including the parable of the 10 virgins, the parable of the loaned money, the parable of the sheep and goats. The Olivet Discourse predicts the following: the beginning of the birth pains for the new church, many claiming to be the Messiah, wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes, famines, pestilence, fearful events, signs leading to the second coming kingdom, false prophets, apostasy, persecution of believers, the spread of the gospel around the world. It was on Tuesday when Judas Iscariot separated himself from the other disciples and made his deal with the devil, the Jewish leaders, to identify Jesus for his capture by the Roman soldiers.